How to grow on Instagram in 2022. What are the best up-to-date strategies you can use to grow your profile organically? There aren't going to be any black hat tips here. It's my genuine experience from the past years working with businesses and clients. Let's dive in. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we talk about social media tips and more specifically how to grow your social media profiles faster and get new clients. Despite all the rumors, organic growth on Instagram is still very much possible. It's not entirely the algorithm's fault that your profile isn't growing. Truth is, if your marketing strategy is only revolving around one or two social media platforms, probably that's the root of your problem. Tip number 1: outside traffic. The secret to growing your Instagram profile that most content creators don't tell you is that in order to grow a platform like Instagram, you need an outside traffic source that leads to your profile. On Instagram, it's hard for new people to find your profile. Instagram is a platform that is meant to help you communicate with your already established audience rather than get discovered by new people. Most successful content creators have another platform alongside Instagram. Think about it. Where did you find your favorite creators? The answer is most likely one of the following. You either watched their YouTube video, you discovered them on TikTok, you read their blog posts online, you saw them maybe even on TV, or you might even know them personally from public events. It takes a platform to grow a platform. You gotta start somewhere, but my advice is actually starting with a platform that's evergreen, something like YouTube. There are two types of platforms. First type are platforms that help new people discover you, platforms such as YouTube or TikTok, and second, platforms that keep the communication going with your already existing audience. Platforms such as Instagram, Facebook groups, or your blog. Tip number 2, diversify your content. It's all about diversity on Instagram. Not only in the eyes of the algorithm, but generally people like to consume content in different ways. Some of your followers might like watching fun and punchy reel videos that have bite-sized information packed into them, while others might prefer detailed carousel posts that really helps them dig into the value you have to offer to them. Make it a part of your marketing strategy to include different types of content such as single pictures, videos, short reels, quotes, educational graphics, personal pictures, etc. Don't be afraid to post unrelated pictures of yourself. People like to see the human side behind any business. Even better if you're able to share emotions and get people to connect to your human side. I also want to remind you that social media is all about trial and error. In order to find what works best for you, you need to experiment from time to time and try new stuff. Test how your audience reacts to it and adapt your future content to that. Don't forget to rain check every 3 to 6 months so you're sure your content is fresh and up to date. On that note, if you want to learn how to grow on Instagram using similar tips, you can download my free PDF book. You can find the link down in the description below. Tip number 3. Plan ahead with a content calendar. If you want to succeed in your business, you should definitely plan your content for the next week at least. Actually, I believe it's easier to do it on a monthly basis and plan ahead the whole month in a few days, so this way you can focus on clients, other marketing needs, and growing your business in general. Using a content planner like Later, Hootsuite, or something similar, you know that everything for a month ahead is scheduled and ready to post itself most of the time, and you're just going to be chill about it. Currently, I use Airtable plus Facebook Creator Studio, but I honestly think of switching to Later because Facebook Creator Studio is pain in the butt when it comes to scheduling content. Sometimes it doesn't even post whatever you scheduled, and it's a whole mess when it comes to tracking which posts are scheduled and which posts actually didn't post. This kind of makes me go mental. Tip number 4, engaging posts. You need to make sure your posts are interesting enough and engaging enough. Instagram wants to keep users on the platform for longer, so if you can successfully do that, the algorithm will like you even more. If you didn't know by now, Instagram actually tracks the time you spend on a certain post, and that's a deciding factor for the algorithm if your posts are great or not. So here are some ways that you can keep people for longer on your posts. Post as many carousel posts as possible. People like to swipe. Post engaging reels that people want to rewatch, either because they are dynamic and they didn't see everything the first time they watched the reel, or just because they're kind of addictive. Make sure you write interesting captions. Not crazy long, but make sure you grab the interest of people in the first few sentences with the so-called hook. Use call to actions that encourage people to comment and start an actual conversation. When using graphic posts, make sure you remind people that they should save them by putting the little save icon on the posts itself and using an arrow pointing down. Tip number 5. DMs are powerful. The 5th tip I have for you in order to grow your Instagram in 2022 is to leverage Instagram DMs. Recently, I've rediscovered the power of texting people on Instagram. Not only that I'm able to communicate and keep the connection going with my audience, but also the algorithm likes it way more than I thought. People that we often text with see my posts more often along with my stories. I also see their own posts in my feed more often, first before any other people that I follow. From there, if people choose to engage once they see your posts, it gets even better. And of course, 99% of the time they do choose to engage because we actually have a true connection which is online via texting. As I mentioned, it's the same with stories. People that we text with see our stories way more upfront than the ones we don't text with. So if you want to get more people from your already existing audience to see your post more often, start chatting with them, strike random conversations, watch their stories and respond to their stories. Follow up with a nice conversation, make it genuine. It never hurts to be social. Dedicate a small chunk of your week for that, it really pays off well. Not only in the eyes of the algorithm, but also in the eyes of your audience and the people who follow you. Tip number 6. Collaboration posts and guest posts. Instagram released a new feature a couple months ago, which lets us invite people to collaborate with. This means if the person accepts the invite to collaborate, the post will appear both on your profile and their profile at the same time, and on the top left corner people will see that it's a collaboration with a certain creator. It's like tagging people but way better. This can help you reach new people and exchange audiences with profiles similar to yours. My personal advice is to use this feature as much as possible with different profiles and different creators. A great idea is to also find related pages to your niche that post similar content to what you do and DM them for a promotional post. This way you can leverage their already existing audience and get in front of new people in a matter of days. This is also a great idea to host giveaways that exchange audiences between businesses, influencers, and content creators. There is a wide variety of possibilities. Think what fits your brand and do it. Tip number 7. Use hashtags wisely. In the past few months, marketers have been a bit controversial when it comes to hashtags. It's obvious that they do bring new eyes to your posts, but there has been a slight decrease of reach from hashtags if you overuse them. From what I've seen so far, if you use only 10 to 15 specific hashtags for your niche, it seems that it still works fine. Sometimes it even works with 20 to 25 hashtags for reels that are again specific to your niche and the content you offer. Otherwise, the algorithm spots them if they're not related and lowers your reach and your posts don't get to as many people as usual. Instagram often makes changes. In order to succeed on this dynamic social media platform, you have to be willing to adapt and experiment more or less. Click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload videos about Instagram, and until next time, peace out.